basically, the album comes out. This is the first single, which was an amazing thing, and it goes to I think number one on iTunes and
Wow.
iTunes back when that was a thing, and the album, comes out, sells like I think 30 or 40,000 units first week, which by today's standards would be incredible. Back then, it was kind of like, well, we're just gonna have to keep grinding. And it came out in August, and then over the course of 3-4 weeks after it came out, it kind of went down to its lowest point, maybe 10,000 units, and then something happened. And I still to this day can't just describe. It's like a scene from a.
It's the American Music Awards.
Oh, that's what it was.
It was the American Music Awards happened. So we performed this song, Walking on Broken Glass, at the American Music Awards in November. So you're right, it's August through November.
The stakes couldn't have been higher. It was the first big TV performance.
The amount of people that came up to us was like, you guys really need to make sure you
this is the one. Like this is we're putting the budget,
no
the rest
pressure.
of pretty much the rest of the budget for the album. This is all we got, right? Like this is the moment. It's either going to make or break everything. So that was no pressure on us. We go through rehearsals. Everything's fine. We have these giant plate glass windows that will break and shatter, and we'll walk through broken glass. Joe just had to make it a little bit more intense.
Wasn't really on purpose.
I know. So Joe slips during the performance. It breaks. I'm telling your story, but it breaks, and he.
Please, I love when people tell traumatic stories on my behalf.
Okay, go ahead, Joe. You finish this.
I'm joking. You guys were there. It's fine. I essentially tripped on this insane frame, similar to what you have behind. You can't see it, but behind the camera, it was like that size, and they had this
sugar glass,
but they had
like
this
breakable
thing
glass.
where they it would shatter it. It was so cool. Only could do it once. They're like, we're like, how many times can we rehearse it? So like one time. We're like, all right, we didn't wear the show shoes that we were gonna wear during the performance, brand new shoes, and I caught my foot on something and fell forward, and the whole audience was like, oh. And
It's like a room of our heroes, and we're new to this.
yeah.
We're literally teens. I'm 14 or 15. Joe's 16 or 17. Like, people are looking at us like, who are these kids? They've probably heard some buzz about us, but this is like the premiere performance. And this happens, and the stakes were so high for us back then. We took everything really seriously and very personally, and because of what had happened to us as a family with New Jersey and the church and being sort of pushed out and being torn out of our community and our life there, I think we were all feeling at every moment like, oh, what's going to happen in our career? And so if something goes wrong. So this happens, and basically the album shoots up the chart. And over the course of the next 6 to 7 weeks leading up to Christmas.
But to interrupt you, I would say that in the next morning, everyone was talking about Shakira's amazing performance. Congrats to Beyonce, she won this award, and I really feel really bad for those guys, those Jonas Brothers kids.
To the roof.
So it was sympathy vote, but also we were on every morning news program being like, who are these people? We feel bad, but oh, it was nice that they kept performing.
We kept going.
Had the performance been had that not happened, maybe it wouldn't have traveled as much. So
went viral in a sense.
It went viral in a sense.
It did, and Joe was wearing white, so we actually saw the blood. Which was
wow.
I think if you were wearing any other color, Joe.
Or this was all part of the plan.
So anyway, we basically start to see the album selling more and more and more, and from that point to the end of the year, it had sold 1 million units, and we were starting to record our next album, which was a little bit longer, while we were shooting Camp Rock. So we recorded. This is wild. It's crazy to tell these stories. We're shooting Camp Rock in Toronto, Canada. We go to this studio. John Fields flies up, and here's the 3 songs that we want to cut while we're there. And the 3 songs were a song called "BB Good," "A Little Bit Longer," which is the title track of the album, and "Burnin' Up." And he heard "Burnin' Up" and was like, "Oh my God, let me do my thing while you guys are on set." And we came back, and he had produced out the track, and it just blew our minds. And we knew if we just got that out into the world and shot a fun music video, that thing could go. It just things were firing on all cylinders, and it was a real moment. And sure enough, it became the first single off of "A Little Bit Longer," and that was I don't know, one of the craziest experiences of our life. Again, we were really empowered to be writing and creating our own music because it was really connecting with the audience, and fans were really connecting to these themes of heartbreak and the angst of being a teenager, and also love, and so Love Bug was on that album, and that's my favorite song I've ever written, and probably ever will. I don't know. It's one of my favorites.
It's iconic.
And just I think that's if I had to give it a ranking, that's the quintessential Jonas Brothers album for many reasons. And it came out and it sold 1 million units in the first 2 weeks, or whatever it was, and it was just a crazy ride.
So you guys wrote all those songs while filming Camp Rock at the same time?
We were actually on tour promoting the album prior. Were we on opening for someone, or we were doing our own?
We were on tour in. We did our own
Arizona,
tour.
That's the studio we used.
Shout out.
Recorded some of that stuff in Arizona, I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were on that. We were on the
We were on a
Marvelous
tour.
Party tour.
it was something like that.
Yeah.
And then we did our tour in the top of 2008, which started in like theaters, and then by the time we finished the tour, we got to play our hometown arena, which is sort of a full circle moment for us. And a place that we used to go watch sporting events and sit in the bleachers, and all of a sudden we're looking out and we're
Like, what?
performing at it.
Eyes on.
And then we went and opened for Avril Lavigne
Wow.
in Europe, and we're out here, we're like living our dream and doing all the things and,
Things
and
are
playing
happening
shows,
for
and
us.
momentum is starting, but we're kind of far removed from what's happening in the U.S. And we basically fly from that tour with Avril to Canada to do 3 days of tour rehearsals for the Burning Up tour, and our life had just changed at that point.
Amazing.
It was a crazy rocket ship to the moon.
Nick, you said earlier that Love Bug was one of your favorite song you've ever written.
One of yeah.
One of your favorite songs you've ever written. One of the things that like really stands out to me about that song is the musical change that happens to go from this sweet to like rock out part, and then also like the guitar harmonies are crazy in there. What was that a musical risk to do at the time, to go from like that like to change genres in the middle of a song?
There's a big influence of My Chemical Romance, Black Parade, in that song.
Yeah.
And,
I love that song.
And switching to the crazy rock out part in the end was really, heavily influenced by them. But also, it's kind of theatrical. I fully not lost on me that song was like written in New York City. I think we'd just gone to see a Broadway show, and I was like, inspired. So went back to the hotel room and started dun, 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 and wanted it to have this sort of crazy journey. And live, it's one of the most incredible moments to play that song and have it switch from that soft sort of Beatles element to the big rock section at the end.
What was the harmony?
But yes, it was a risk. And there was a point where people were like, should we just keep it like the chill vibe and the sweet love song thing? And I think we even did a version that was like that. The other thing that was a risk is there's like this talking at the top of the track, which I can't believe they let us keep on it.
You drop your pencil. Hey, John Taylor. Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
But we wanted it to feel sort of like you're at a crazy house party and there's conversations going on, but there's a still sort of moment happening between, the singer and the whatever, the story.